This video highlights the key elements of installing a Marshall's Drivesys Driveway System, along with hints and tips to avoid any installation issues. Prior to installation, a soil test should be carried out to check the permeability of the ground. If your subgrade is completely impermeable, such as clay or a concrete base, the water will have nowhere to escape, and this can affect the curing of the compound. It is also imperative you incorporate correct falls in your subbase to allow the surface water to drain freely to your chosen drainage channel. After carrying out the soil test, we have designed and surveyed the project, the site has been excavated, we have installed a suitable drainage channel, and we have incorporated solid edge restraints around the complete perimeter. So, the first key stage to the Drivesys installation is the compaction of hardcore. This should be MOT Type 1, installed and compacted in 2 layers of 75mm. Layer 1 should be 75mm, compacted fully, making sure you crisscross the entire area with at least 2 passes. Install the second layer of 75mm and repeat. This is where we generate the correct falls. This ensures water will flow to your chosen drainage solution. Next is the sharp river sand layer. The ideal depth is 30mm when compacted, but in all situations never more than 40mm should be used. Any more than 40mm and you will undermine the stability of the laying course. Introduce the first layer of sand on top of your hardcore, then compact using a plate vibrator. The next stage is to introduce the second layer of sand and screed off to your finished level, ready to introduce the blocks. Only screed off an area you can complete and finish within the working day. Here we are using the Probst hand screeding system EasyPlan. On all occasions, take blocks from a minimum of 3 packs, 6 if you are laying multiple colours. This will help with the colour blending across your project. When introducing the blocks to the laying course, you must ensure you achieve a solid, tight connection from one block to the other. Any gap between the blocks will risk future failure of the system and will also result in separation and breakup of the jointing material. Consequently, you cannot install the Drivesys blocks on any sort of radius. The patented base must come into full contact with the receiving block, forming a solid connection. Once the bulk of the drive is installed, there will be some cutting to do. Never cut the units more than a third of their overall size. This will render the blocks a little too weak. Drivesys blocks have the patented contoured base, so when they're cut, one side loses that lip. Therefore, we must create an artificial joint using a plastic rib spacer. The spacer remains in situ, and the uncut section of the block borders your edge restraint. This results in the cut section forming a solid connection with the adjoining block. When all the blocks are in place, before any jointing compound is introduced, compact the blocks using a rubber protection mat. Failure to use a rubber protection mat will cause the blocks to mark. All blocks are now in place, cut in and compacted, so we can now introduce the jointing compound. Each pack of Drivesys will be delivered with the correct amount of suitable jointing compound. Start by partially wetting the blocks with a light spray of water, then open up the sealed bag of jointing compound and expel onto the blocks. Never open more than 3 bags at any one time. Brush the material into the joints diagonally using a stiff brush, making sure every joint is filled just to off the shoulder of the block. When the complete area is jointed, wash off any excess compound using a light spray and soft brush. Make sure that all excess jointing is removed from the surface profile of the block, as it is extremely difficult to remove once curing begins. As the blocks settle into their new environment, they will weather nicely and become naturally lighter in appearance. The main points to take home from this video are: check ground conditions are suitable for the system, correct compaction of the hardcore and sand achieving the correct falls and depths, tight connection from one block to another, creation of artificial joints where required, compaction of the blocks using a rubber mat, jointing compound installation to correct levels, clean down. For more information, contact the Marshall's Technical Advisory Team.